Welcome to our weekend Bhagavad Gita program. I'm Atmadarshan or Laura. We're talking about Samatvam as we have been doing for this whole year. Some of you, bless you, have been watching the videos for the whole year. Maybe not every day, but for the year. And I'm always reminded that there are people who are new. So one of the things we do if you're new is we dedicate this practice. I dedicate my practice to somebody every day, which you can go ahead and join in if you'd like. And my practice today is dedicated to LaToya. How wonderful to hear from you. Hope we connect more in the very near future. And then we often have a little teaching on the Gita, and I intend it to be short, and then I get carried away because I'm very excited about the Gita. This is from my translation, the poetic version. There are two translations in this book, Embracing the Song of Your Soul. And you can always listen, or if you have the book, you can chant along. So Samatvam meaning so many things. Equanimity. Well, one of the things we're really looking at, especially for this year, is being essentially yourself. Sama, being the same. Tvam, essentially. Being yourself, and not the little self that's subject to whims, but the true self with capital S underneath, which is exactly what verse 520 is about. So in the Bhagavad Gita, different aspects of Samatvam are described so that hopefully we can take them into our lives. And you might feel like I've heard this verse before, and you may have heard something similar, because how many of you hear something the first time and then go, got it. It's in my brain forever. Unless it's got a high emotional charge to it, probably not. And Krishna recognizes this with Arjuna, especially because Arjun's stressed. He may not be taking things in. Krishna will repeat. So let's notice, if this sounds like a repeat to you, have you been able to embrace it since the last time you heard it? And if it's not, fresh mind. Okay. Verse 520. One will not cheer for the pleasant, nor mourn for the unpleasant when one's clear, firm intellect is fixed in the supreme knowing that one. Supreme, however you want to define it, could be God, truth, consciousness, bliss. Ultimately, it's your true self, which, according to the Gita, is all of those things and so much more. So, for example, I have to have the tech inside today because it's raining, thunderstorming, actually. That should be exciting. My kitty is very excited because he knows my routine. He knows I'm going to open the door so I can practice outside, part of my sadhana. And I've had people say, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're practicing outside in that weather or that weather. And one of the things this practice has done for me is, just like the verse says, it's weather. It might look pleasant or unpleasant, but it's just weather. Let's enjoy it. You have to stay here, Mr. Kitty. I'm going to have to shut the glass door because he will claw through the screen to get to me. All right. We're going to do one round of a balance pose. Some call it one-footed prayer, some call it tree, and then I'll come back and we'll have a 5-minute contemplation. I'll knock on the door when I change sides, if I remember. All right. Well, now we spend 5 minutes in contemplation. If you have a particular meditation that you enjoy doing, you're welcome to do that. Otherwise, I suggest today that you do contemplate just any situation that you have coming up today that you're already labeling in your mind to be pleasant or unpleasant. And can you sit with that as just a neutral event, full of possibility either way? See you in 5. Well, you'll see me. Here we go. Stay here, kitty. Welcome back. I remain on my little perch because I think Mr. Kitty has given up. So, one thing I invite folks to do is to respond in comments, or some of you email or text me with what happened as a result of the practice. And you are most welcome to do that, or to be with it. Can you be through things that are seemingly pleasant and unpleasant and be yourself in them? Just be yourself. It's such a simple lesson, and yet it can be so challenging to undertake. If you do enjoy this time, remember on Monday there's a free event, 5:30 p.m. to 6:15 Eastern. And that's just an opportunity for us to get together, and there's more interaction. And I'll be talking about my recent trip to Arizona for the International Association of Yoga Therapists conference called CTAR. And I appreciate those who've already sent questions ahead of time, what they want to hear about. You can just show up or whatever you'd like. I feel good. So much to share over the next few days from the Bhagavad Gita and from life. So I hope you will be part of that. Until I see you again.